Subscribe to Automation Studio channel and press on bell icon for new video notifications. Hey guys, welcome to Automation Studio. This is Praveen, and in this video we are going to cover the Log4j. So let's start with this. What is Log4j? So Log4j is the logging framework provided by Apache. In this framework we can use different level of logs along with our other functionalities, and why it is required in the test cases. So whenever you are writing the test code or any code, you might be using sysout statements for printing the outputs on the console. But what about if you have to run the test script on some other machine, and also simultaneously you have to monitor your print statements or the output for which you have used the sysout statements. Also, if you have written plenty of sysout statements and after 200 or 300 test cases, your client or manager will ask you to hide the console outputs, then it will be a tedious task for you. You have to go through with the 200 or 300 test cases and you have to comment out all the stuff or whatever the statement you have added over there. So in this case you have to comment out all the lines of codes which you have added for the sysout. Or what if client want to see only failure related outputs? So suppose you have added the sysout statements for everything, like for debugging level or for error levels, something like that. You have categorized it, but whenever there is an error or failure, just client want to see such kind of messages only. So how you will deal with such kind of filter such kind of sysout statement? So it will be also a tedious task for you. So in this case we should use the Log4j. It's all possible with using Log4j logging framework. Here we are going to see. Okay, so how can I download jar for Log4j? So actually Log4j is a framework available in the jar provided by Apache. So we can download it from its official website, or even you can download it from the MVN central repositories, and then you can use it. Now the other 3 points I'm going to cover with the help of the demo. So how can I configure it in my project, how can I use in my test scripts, and how can I manage it for further level. So we are going to see in the demo now. So let's switch to Eclipse. So now we will see how to download and configure the Log4j in Java project. So here's my simple project. So I don't have any jar downloaded for the Log4j as of now, and I have created one simple empty file here, a Java class, and nothing inside there. So let's first download the Log4j file jar. So let's open the Chrome browser, go to google.com and type MVN Repository, and just go to mvnrepository.com, and here just type Apache Log4j and search for it, and then probably you should choose Apache Log4j. I will paste this link in the description box so that you can directly navigate to this particular URL and just click on the latest one. So here is the Maven dependency, and from here also you can download the jar also. So see, the jar is also available here. So this particular jar you can add. If you go back, you can use this Maven dependency also. So my project. So just download and copy within the jars folder. once you will copy it, so you can see I haven't added to the reference library as of now. So just right click on it and just add to the build path. So if you will see, it's got added over the reference libraries. If you will expand it, it will show you all the packages. So we are going to deal with the or Apache.log4j package. If you will expand it, you can see the logger class which we are going to use, and another is property configurator. So we are going to use these two things. Okay, so the downloadation of the jar and added into the project is over. Now let's see how to configure it. Okay, in order to configure it, you need to add one log4j.property files. So let me right click here and go to new file. So the name should be log4j.properties. Okay, so okay, I'm gonna create it. Now I'm gonna tell you like what are the mandatory properties you have to define here. So let's see, let me copy it from here. Yes, so let me copy here, let me remove it. Yes, okay, so this is the property in order to get the logs in a file. So log4j.root-logger should be 1. I have kept as a 1, and even you can put as debug. I will explain you what is this. This is the root logger level, and file appender means I'm gonna log logs in a file. So that's why I'm using the file appender. So these are the 4 basic properties which I need to define here. So log4j file appender should be or Apache log4 daily rolling file appender, and the second one is the layout. So I'm going to use the pattern layout, and then in the third one I have to define the file. So what is the file I'm going to create, what will be the file name. So I'm going to create just log.log. So by default it will put in the project directory. Okay, and after that this is the conversion pattern. Like in this pattern my log is going to generate within the file. So basically it's just a pattern. You can on Google you can find some other pattern as well, but it will add the date, it will add the time, and then it's gonna add file name with the line number, and then whatever the label is there, and then whatever you will pass the message, if you're gonna type it. So this is all about this particular properties. So these are the mandatory properties you need to define. So once you will define it, then probably you can save it. Yeah, now let's understand this with the help of a simple code. So this code is already ready, so nothing much in that, because yeah. So what I'm going to do, so let me add these particular imports. So make sure you should import all Apache.log4j. Make sure you should import this only, because in the other packages also same kind of function method is available, but you have to make sure you should add or.apache.log4j. So just click on that, and this property configurator, it should be also from log4j, and I'm gonna tell you what is this for. Okay, so here you have to just initialize the logger in this way for this particular class. Okay, and once you will initialize this logger for this particular class, then you can use this particular log object in your class to log for the logging. I've created a public static void main method where I have just using these 5 kind of logging. Now what is this? So let's comment this and let's try to run it. So let's go to run and run it. So if you can see, I'm getting some errors. Let's refresh it. Even the log is not gets generated because it is not able to find the log4j property file. So for that particular reason, we need to locate the log4j property file with the help of this class and this method. So property configurator.configure, and then you have to probably giving the complete path or relative path for the log properties file. So what I have given here, system.getProperty user.dir. What it will do, it will automatically fetch my this project path wherever it is, and then it will separate with a slash file separator, and then after that within that I have the log4j.properties file, so slash and log4j property file. So this is how it will locate it. So it will get the full path. Okay, so now let's run it. Okay, it's run. It will not show anything on the console because we have configured our log4j for the file appenders. That means we will get all the logs within the file itself. So let's right click on it, refresh it. See, so whatever the log.log we have provided here, we are getting here. So whatever the log we have provided, that's get printed with the timestamp. So this is the current time going over here, so that's got printed over here. Debug info 1 error pattern. Okay, now let's say I want to log I want all the logging on the console, not on the file. So can I do that? Log4j? Yes, you can do that. So for that you need to modify a bit your log4j property file. Okay, so let me delete it so there will be no confusion. So I have deleted the log4j property file, log file. So what the changes you need to do in order to print all the logging in the console instead of the file. Now we have printed our logs within the file. Now we want the logging on the console, not on the file. So what you should use here, you should use here console appender. So you can say that console appender. That's it. And you need to change console appender like this, and here also you need to change it to console appender. Now let's see what it will do. Now let's run. Okay, so cool, it got printed on the console. Let's see here, refresh. Are you getting log.log file? No, you are not getting the log file, but you are getting your logs printed on the console. That is good, correct? Now let's see, let's say you want both, like here as well, console as well, and you want to log in the file as well. So how you can do that? So let's copy it, okay, and let's undo it because we want the previous one, file appender, and the file appender. Okay, and let's copy here for console appender. Whatever the console appender we have done, we are just paste after that and console appender. So here in the first line you have to say I want file as well as I want console as well. So I want my logs in the file as well as in the console as well, right? And for file, this is the properties you have to use, and for the console you have to use this particular property. So you have defined the both of the properties. So file appenders property, console appender property. Okay. Now let's confirm here there is no log4j log.log file is there. Yeah. So now it should print on the console as well as it should generate the log4 log file as well. So let's run the program. So now it's got printed on the console. Let's see, now it is generating the file as well. Yep, it's generating. Cool. So I have the both things like in the console as well as in the log. So simultaneously you can use it. Okay. Now even you can add the both of the properties, but as at the time what you want, you can just choose the one from here. That means if you want only file but not on the console, then what you can do, let me delete it. Now I want only file, so let me delete this. That's it. So it will just prepare the file. That's it. It won't print on the console. You see, in the console nothing is there, but you are getting the file, right? Because in the properties log4j properties you have used file appender. Vice versa, you can use like console appender, but let's not generate the file. So let's run it. Sorry. Yeah, we need to run it. So here you get the console output as a log, but here no files. Okay, so like that you can manage it. So how the way you have to use. Okay, so you have observed here in the log4j property file, like this is the label of the debug. So what is debug? So let me have a talk on this. So let me explain in this way. Yep, correct. Okay, correct. Okay, cool. So these are the labels available in the logs. So that means if I will set a label as debug, if you will see here debug, so then it will start from here. So debug, info, war, error, and fatal. So like that I have given here also, if you have observed, debug, info, warn, error, fatal. If I will say that my root logger should be warn, then what it will do, it will avoid the debug and info. It will start from warn. So all the warning label, it will show warn, error, and the fatal, right? So this is how it will work. So if I will say warn, and if I will say run it, again, okay, if I will say run it, so here it has printed like warn, error, and the fatal. Why? Because I have started from here. So actually this is the levels, type of levels. So whenever you need it, you can categorize your logs in these levels, and whatever the label you want, you can just define over in the log4j property file, and then accordingly it will print on the log files. Okay, so here within the log object, I have the different methods like debug, info, warn, error, and fatal. So I have used here debug, info, warn, error, and fatal. Within that I have passed this message. So, and similarly, whenever you have to deal with the labels, you have to call these methods, and you have to pass the particular whatever the message you want to pass it within this particular methods. So these are the 5 very important method available for the log4j. So what about now the question came, like suppose I have set the level as error. Okay, so I have set the level as error. Okay, now it's printing only two, error and fatal. But what if I have to define at the runtime? I have to change the level. So how can I change that? So what you can do, you can call the log.set level, and at the runtime you can change the level to debug. Now here in the property file I have defined the level as error, but here I am changing the level as debug. Now it will come over here and it will set the level again to the debug. Debug means it should print everything. So now let's see. Now it is printing everything. See, so like that you can handle the level. So if I will say after debug, if I will say let's say fatal, so it will skip everything and then print only fatal. So you see debug, because here the level was debug, so it's printed the debug, and again now the level is fatal. Fatal means at the last, so it will skip debug, info, warn, error. So it has skipped this info, warn, error. But for the fatal, it has to print the fatal. So fatal, because fatal is the last, after that nothing is there. Okay, so similarly if you will say error, it's gonna print three things like debug, error and fatal, like this. So this is how you can manage your or you can prepare your logs, so in a simple project. But now we are going to see the same stuff in the Maven. So yep, I have the Maven project as well. So let's park this aside, and whatever I have explained you here, I'm going to do it in a Maven project also. So let's close it. So let's say this is my Maven project. Okay, and within Maven project I created the same file. Okay, it is now just empty. So now let's configure it. So let's open the form.xml and go to form.xml, and I do have some dependency over here, but now I want to add one more dependency for Log4j. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, just I'm again on the same URL, and I do have the Maven dependency over here. So I'm gonna copy it, and then I'm gonna put over on the form.xml. So I have pasted over here in the form.xml file. So then it will build and it will download the respective jar. And what I'm going to do here, the same stuff I'm going to do here. So let's create the log4j file again here. So I'm going to create log4j.properties. Okay, and I'm going to copy the same stuff over here. So same stuff. Okay, so this is my log4j property over here, and now what should I do? Log4j example. Let me copy this stuff and let me copy over here. So let me remove this one. Okay, so now, so what I have done, I have added the dependency in the form.xml, then I have created the same log4j file. As I have explained you, I have added the file appender, console appender as well, and then I have added the same code. Now I'm trying to run it. Let's run. Yep, so it's now printing on the console debug error fatal, because these we have added here the labels. That's the reason it's coming like this. Let's remove it, and in the logger.property just say debug, so everything will get sprint. Now it should create the file also here. Yep, it's created from the previous run. See, so it is printing in the console as well as here. So let me delete it. Yep, and let me clear it. Yep. So let's see, everything gets printed and it's working as perfectly as before. Correct. Okay. Even whatever the things I have done before, that should also reflect here. So console appender, let's delete it, and let's try here. It's also the same working. So in the console it's got printed. Here log file is not yet generated. Okay, same stuff should work here. Okay, from here you can change the logs file name, and if you want you can put your log4j in a folder and specify here with the folder name also. Like that you can customize as per your convenience. So that's it guys. So I think this session will be helpful for you. We will see in the next video how to add the log4j in mobile test case. So that because everything we have learned here, so it will be a short video, so I'm gonna cover it. So I will just show you how can we use it effectively in one simple appium test case. It could be either iOS or it could be Android, but I'm going to pick up the iOS one. So that's it for this video. If you have liked this video, then please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel and share with your friends. That's it for now. I will see you in next video. Take care. Bye bye.